So I got this little synthesizer for my birthday a little while ago, and I thought it would be cool to show you how it works. So there are 5 knobs and 1 switch on it. Down here there's this little ribbon, and that controls the pitch, and these little, you can see the little notes on there like a piano, those don't actually mean anything. They're just so it looks pretty. It actually has like a 5 or 6 octave range, so you can hear it. And so this switch right here, you can see standby, triangle, and then square wave. That's what those are. Standby, it just turns off. What the triangle and square wave refer to are the LFO, and that stands for low frequency oscillator, and it does exactly what it sounds like it does. It oscillates at a low frequency, so it goes back and forth between 2 notes. So for example, like this. So there are 2 knobs that control that. The first one is the rate, which is exactly what it sounds like, and you can see it flashing at the rate that it goes at. So if I turn it up, it goes so fast that you can't even tell it's going anymore. And I can gradually turn it down, and you can see it start to go like that. And if I go like this, it goes so slowly you barely notice it. So that's the rate knob, and this is the interval knob, which decides how far apart the 2 frequencies are that it goes between. So if I make it really, if I have a really small interval, let me get the right. If I have a really small interval, it'll be like that. But if I make it a bigger interval, it goes like that. And I can get the rate so fast that it doesn't sound like it's oscillating anymore. It sounds like a totally new frequency. So that's pretty neat. You could hear, let me show you again, you can hear that it's going gradually between the 2 frequencies. If I switch it to square wave, it goes directly between them. And the interval knob still works and all that. And the rate knob still works. And it still goes to a new frequency if you turn the rate up enough, or down enough. Up enough. And so, these other 3 knobs, this one is a voltage controlled filter. A note is actually like if you hear, let's say you hear an A. You hear A and it's 440 hertz. You're not just hearing the A, you're also hearing an A 1 octave above it at 880 hertz. And then you're also hearing the E above that, and the A above that, and then the C sharp above that, and like that, and it goes up. So you hear all these notes together, but it sounds like just one note to your ear. So what this knob does is it has a filter, so it cuts off some of those higher notes, so you can hear what it does. And then these 2 ones, these are the delay, and that's the really fun part, the time and feedback. So delay is kind of like echo. Let me just play it and I'll tell you what the knobs do. You hear that? That's the delay. And so the time knob controls how long it is in between the hits. So if the time knob's way down, you hear that metallic kind of echo. Let me turn the feedback up. Do you hear that? And if I turn the time up, it's got all that time between it. Now the feedback knob is where you can really start to screw things up. It decides how much of the original signal is fed back into the delay. So it feeds back off itself. So if you turn the feedback up enough, it'll make a positive feedback loop, and it'll start to get louder and louder until it distorts and sounds horrible. And the fun part is, you can, if you adjust the time while it's going, it'll also change the pitch. And that's kind of an effect from tape, when music used to be on tape. And so they made this simulate that, even though it technically doesn't really have to. So, and that happens, which is super fun. So that's how this works. It's not so good for like making music, but it's neat for making some cool kind of sci-fi sound effects. Yeah. Yeah.